workout day 272. And I've only missed one out of those. Asterisk. Yes, it's Friday. And I have a package to actually pick up along the route. I believe actually there's two, if I'm figuring this correctly. How's it doing out here? It's in the 50s, I know that. Much like yesterday. And we got into the low 80s yesterday. And we're going to get into the low 80s today. In fact, we're going to be warm like that right through Monday. And then on Tuesday, autumn temperatures kick. In fact, on Tuesday, I won't be in shorts for sure. And we'll be looking for that jacket. Now, I have an old Minnesota Twins jacket that I haven't been able to wear. I mean, it's old. It was purchased in 2000. Something 2000. That'll get me by, perhaps. I bet that'll fit now. That's kind of a fun thing. That's what I'm going to be doing this weekend. But I'm going to go find old clothes that now fit and use them, because I got to put away the clothes that now fall off my body. That's not doing me much good. In fact, I'm going to do one demonstration for you to see, in one instance, how much I've lost. So you'll get to see that. Eating, I've done amazing this week. I don't know why, but I've felt very in control. I've eaten what I wanted. I haven't eaten too much. I'm satiated, and it's working. It's doing really well. Right today, this morning on the scale, I'm the second lowest weight. Went up a little bit from yesterday, which was the lowest, and we're very close to the 320s. Looking forward to that, and looking very forward to getting out of the 300s. Being in the 300s sucks. Being in the 400s sucks. It'll be so nice to say, never again. Okay, somebody here is going to try to back up, so I'm going to walk this way. So, yeah, scale, food. So we'll pick up where we've left off here. My history of age-related, obesity-related, chronic conditions, chronic illnesses that have just sort of crept in little by little, kind of piled on top of each other. And I'm talking about all the ones right now, that were in place in 2013, when I was just about turning 50, almost 50. And my boss always warned me. He said, when you turn 50, watch out. And that's what happened to him. And yeah, his life went pretty much, I watched it, I saw it. And it's really sad to see him leave us. The memorial service was last week, and that was hard. He was an interesting guy. But, he didn't, I don't know. His experience is partially why I'm doing what I'm doing. He had conditions that just got really bad at the end. So, I'm trying to lengthen it. I'm trying not to be like him, where he retires on August 1st and dies a few days later. That's a strange way to inspire me, Dave, but that's the truth. So, chronic conditions. I talked about the lymphatic system issues that I've been battling for years and years. Again, it's a sign of other problems. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't cause any other issues. I can walk just fine. It just looks ugly. And it makes my legs swell up a little bit. But, you know, it's one of those conditions. Again, you just sort of almost out of sight, out of mind. The A1C high numbers, same thing. You don't really, go day to day thinking about that, but that's where they were. The high blood pressure. Finally, they put me on meds, but that was part of the 2013 story, which we haven't gotten to yet. So, July 2013, I'm sitting at my desk at work, and all of a sudden I get these really sharp, jabbing, stabbing pains right in the middle of my gut. And that wasn't good. That was scary. And it got worse and worse. So I walked over to my boss's cube, Dave. Dave, I got to go home. Something's really wrong. Actually, I ended up going to the hospital is what happened. And they determined that there was an infection inside of me caused by a backup of the bile duct, common bile duct. That bile that kind of seeps out. Normally when you have a gallbladder, it squirts out as needed. But without a gallbladder, it just sort of trickles and trickles and sort of dribbles. Well, what happens is that dribbling isn't always necessarily enough force to keep that common bile duct clean and open and moving smoothly. So it got clogged up with what they call sludge. I don't know what sludge is, but and that then backed up into my liver and then caused my liver to get infected and get all swollen. And I guess they call it hepatitis, but it's not the hepatitis you think of. It's just, hepatitis is sort of a general term, I guess. But so that's how it started in 2013. Now, why again was the common bile duct being such a problem? Because again, I'd lost my gallbladder. It's all related. And I lost my gallbladder because I abused my body by eating and not exercising enough as a young man. So it started to kick in. All of these old habits are starting to show up, becoming an issue. So they had to schedule a procedure to go down my throat. Just thought of it. Down my throat and try to scrape open that sludge. But I said, wait a minute. Back in 2006, you guys diagnosed me with obstructive sleep apnea. That's the one I was trying to think of. So I had been in treatment for that for a while, and that is difficult when they just put you under a local anesthesia. You're still awake, but they're doing the procedure. Problem with that is it makes my obstructive sleep apnea kick in, and I could choke. So they needed to schedule a full anesthesia where they could knock me out completely, put me on the mask, which is essentially another kind of CPAP in a way, So they got the schedule in, they got that cleaned out, everything looking good. And then I had pains again. The morning after the surgery, I had pains again. This is now a few months later. This is October. And, I'll finish the story tomorrow. Cliffhanger! We're going to call this a beautiful morning. I'll be back later. You be back later. Have a great weekend. If I don't see you, bye for now.